lesson we're going to study on ecology. In previous lesson also we gave a definition for ecology as we study in chapter 1. The ecology is a branch of biology which study on living things and their relation with each other and also with their environment. So what is ecology? So we give a perfect definition. It is the relation between living things and non-living things. So our relation with anything in our environment is a part of ecology, or a bird relation with anything in environment, with other birds, with water, air, soil, nest, or family members, all about the ecology. Elements of ecology. Ecology is the relationship of living things which are biotic and with each other, and with non-living things abiotic, what's around them. So as we said in definition, in ecology, the relation between living things and living things with non-living things. So the living things in environment, we call them biotic, and the non-living things in our environment, we call them abiotic environment or abiotic structures or elements. So the elements of ecology, two types: biotic livings and abiotic non-living elements. Biotic factors. First we said two kind of element. The first one is biotic factors. All the living organisms that live in an environment, they are biotic. They can be human, animals, plants, fungi, protists, any of this organism. I will see it from the picture: a baby, human, a group of animals like sunflower plant, these colorful mushrooms, example for fungi, and also the amoeba for protists. So all those living things in environment, we call them biotic factors. And from the previous chapter, you may remember the common characteristics of living things. So anything in our environment which show these characters or properties, we call them living, and they are part of biotic factors in environment. So this biotic factors.
Biotic environment. The environment which includes living beings such as plants, animals, and human beings is known as biotic environment or biological environment. Biological environment is largely dependent on physical environment like water and air.
Yes, from this example also we said biological environment is largely depend on physical environment. How biological environment depend on all living things? Like we need what? Energy. How we get this energy? From our surroundings. Like all organisms need water, all organisms leak oxygen in air.
Biotic environment.
So from this biotic environment, we're going to study on some examples like parasites. They are organisms which feed on or in another organism, which called as host. So in this slide, we can see a virus and a human. So the human is host, which we see in red color, but this virus is parasite. Parasite cannot make food, they cannot live in environment, but they enter the body of another organism, which is called host. So this host harmed by parasites like we harmed by viruses, This parasite can be virus or bacteria or fungi or some animals like that worm which infect the human intestine. So what we focus on two terms in this slide: one, parasite, and two, host. Example, virus, parasite, human, host. Worm, parasite, human or animals can be host. Fungi, parasite, mainly plants, but also animals and human can be host. Bacteria, not all of them, but some of them can be parasite, but host can be plant, animal, or human. Symbiosis is living of two organisms together in different forms. They are commensalism, in which one organism is benefit while the other organism is not affected. We're going to study some or see some examples soon. Mutualism, both organisms are benefit, so they live together and it's useful for both of them. Parasitism, living together for one organism benefit, but for the second one is harmful. Symbiosis. How life works? By relationship between organisms, which are part of ecology. Mutualism, we see both sides are happy. Commensalism, one side is happy, the next side is not affected, while parasitism, one side cry, one side happy. What we see now is the digestive system of human. In human digestive system, there are living organisms like bacteria live in it. Much of your microbiome, microorganisms live in our body, found in our digestive tract, which is small intestine and large intestine. Termites, they have the ability to chew and eat wood, kind of ants. How do I digest all this wood I care? A protozoa is a single-celled eukaryotic organism. Means also they are useful. So commensalism, example said one side happy, one side don't care. A snail is one type of gastropod. A sequel animal. What we see, some fungi live on that insect. So for they use it to describe non-permanent interaction in which one organism attaches itself to another organism solely for the purposes of travel, just from one part to move from one place to another. Small organism benefit, but the big organism not affected. While parasitism, one side cry, like what we see the mouth of a worm, nematodes, has what hooks, like this leech we connected to the fish and absorb blood from it, harm it, fish cry, but leech happy by it. So like this bird which nested on a tree, it's useful for birth but not affect the tree. How life work? Symbiosis, relationship. So if we repeat one more time, for commensalism, like one side benefit, but the other not affected in mutualism. Both sides means both organisms benefit. Parasitism, one side benefit like virus, but other side or other organism is harmed, like virus corona, which infect human body and sometimes kill it. It's useful for virus, reproduce, increase its number and live, but harm the human body. Predation describes a biological interaction where a predator, an animal that is hunting, feeds on a prey, the animal that is being hunted. So in this slide, what we need to focus on three terms: predation, like biological interaction, relation between two living things. But from these two living things, one of them eat another, one of them hunt another. So the process or the work of hunting, we call it predation. The animal which is being hunted is prey, and the animal which hunts the other animal is predator. Like a cat catch a mouse, for example, the cat is predator while the mouse is prey. Or tiger attack a deer, the tiger is predator, but the deer is prey. So we see some of examples.
With bright colors. The predators must also evolve to keep up if they are to successfully catch their prey. Predators with venom spend less energy chasing their dinner. Others, like this jaguar, have evolved to be big and strong so they can grab and hold their prey. And some, like this praying mantis, use camouflage so their prey doesn't see them until it's too late.
As example form: predator, prey, and
This
predation.
all builds to turn it.
Abiotic factors. As you remember, we said the ecology, study or interrelation between organism and their environment. In environment, there are living things, non-living things. The living things are biotic factors, and non-living things are abiotic factors. What we study until now, examples about relations or examples for biotic factors. Abiotic factors are non-living parts of an organism's environment, and examples include the air, temperature, water, light, and soil. But the life of biotic factors, living things, depend on what? Highly depend on their non-living environment, which is temperature. Less or more affect the living things. Absence or presence of water directly affect of living things. Light is needed as source of energy, and soil also needed for plants to grow, which are producer. Abiotic factors affect an organism's life directly.
Abiotic environment, physical environment. The non-living components of the environment is called abiotic environment. The abiotic component of the environment includes soil, water, and air, factors such as temperature, rainfall, humidity, wind speed, and pressure. Abiotic factors play an important role in determining the nature, behavior, and distribution of the living organisms in an ecosystem.